Hello traders, in this video I would like to review 3 very important events this week, such as oil news, FOMC and NVDA trillion-dollar company creating brand new historical highs. And I would like to address how you could have traded oil, NVIDIA, S&P, multiple other instruments this week with the Alpha Fibonacci system, knowing quite well before FOMC, knowing quite well before oil news what to expect. So take a look please. This is oil inventory. It's extremely negative news, correct? So if you haven't seen my prior video, you can certainly find it on my YouTube channel. But here's oil traders. This is where oil crashed and burned from on institutional chart. This is predictive system that spelled out months in advance, well before US bombed Iran on June 22nd. If I bring to your attention oil, going back to, let's go back 2 months ago, shall we? June 6th. This is oil. Crawling up higher and higher, intelligent trader knows to buy, not to short oil. Our students Saudi Arabia ecstatic. Did you know they're not allowed to short, but only to buy? Here we go. Bullish rally zone. As a retail trader, you buy in the bottom with institutions, knowing months in advance. This is the best place to be for loans and buyers picking up this team. Here comes the news of bombing Iran. Gamblers jumping on longs. Intelligent trader understands this is not the place to buy. This is a place to short from. Catastrophic crash on oil setting up, correct? Absolutely shocking event for those who gamble and speculate, but for Alpha Fibonacci trader, it's a phenomenal opportunity to short the top from proprietary Alpha Fibonacci reversal zone. Absolutely no software on this chart. All you need is Fibonacci retracement tool and apply the rules you learn in the course. As traders all over the world trading the system on platforms I never even heard of. So here's oil this week as sell-off continues. As we discussed, oil testing critical key levels to the downside. We knew well before the news this is a retail reversal zone, the place to short oil from. Here's oil news, but we knew well before the news this is not the place to buy. This is a place to short from. Here's oil on July 8th. You can backtest the system going back years, and I show you in the course how to do that. Here's oil on July 9th, after news. So if I convert this chart right now to 5 to 10 to 15, this is a crash you knew will happen well before the news. Again, news coming out at 7:30 a.m. my time, correct? Here's sell-off on oil. My goodness. 3 hours after news. The bounce came on this chart from key retail support, correct? As you saw on the chart, bullish rally picking up this team, and we discussing this before oil news. You see all of this an hour before oil news playing out. And this is after, and this is this morning. Sell-off continued with vengeance. That's it? Correct? But if I bring to your attention NVDA, my goodness, what a spectacular rally. Not everyone meant to be day trader. Not everyone has patience, discipline, and technical skills to day trade. But anyone can look at the chart once a week, once a day, once a month. Alpha Fibonacci system based on pure price. This is a rally on the NVDA started in the month of April as well. So if I bring to your attention this chart going back to months of March, look at that. Voila. NVDA selling off, you excited to buy from the bottom and ride NVDA as high as possible. Correct? That's it. NVDA no longer at 87 level. This morning NVDA bullish rally is higher and higher and higher. So if you understand the power of the system that allows you to buy the bottom and sell the top well before earnings and well before major news, can you trade Tesla? Of course you can. You knew months in advance, well before election, well before Dodge, that this is a spectacular place to short from. What else did you know? That despite catastrophic earnings becoming worse and worse, Tesla skyrocketed from 219 until 350. We're very, very clear why Tesla's selling off. That's it. And despite war in Ukraine and war getting worse and worse and worse, this is the biggest rally on euro in 20 years. So if you're selling off right now, you're extremely clear where selling pressure coming from. Chart present in front of you for years. So this morning, as we're monitoring S&P well before this sell-off, this is Nasdaq. As we discussed, crush is on. Enjoy the ride to the downside, correct? Here is S&P. Selling pressure finally picking up this team. Here's S&P before FOMC this week. FOMC on Wednesday, FOMC minutes, slowest on record. Did we not to expect this? Of course. If I bring to your attention this retail chart going back to Monday, S&P sold off from retail reversal zone as market remains in retail correction. As we're discussing with my students, this is the best place to be as institutions adding to long positions. Buyers stepping in before FOMC, here we are. Slowest FOMC on record. Intelligent trader understands extremely well why. We're stuck in retail chop and retail crawl. This is very powerful chart. Shows you system is predictive and you can trade this on any time frame, any instrument, any platform. Fibonacci retracement tool and your phenomenal, brilliant brain is all that's needed. So here we go. This is software to day trade futures for Ninja Trader 8. We've been monitoring this short as multiple alerts came out on scanner, correct? On S&P and Nasdaq. Short continues to the downside, but as we discussed with my students, market in pain. It's a retail crawl on S&P. Pain is on. There is nothing else on this chart. Software told you and spelled out this morning where to short from and where to expect the pain. As intelligent trader understands, the sellers picking up this team on S&P, this is the best place to be. If not, and we're stuck in such retail crawl, nothing else is here, only this. So when you trade with institutions and you understand the power of this, with a single glimpse you knew months in advance when to take the vacation and when market will be in pain. That's it. You also understand that buying S&P at the start of institutional rally is entirely different trading than here. This is where you have massive numbers of trades as institutions taking positions. Here's this chart that present in front of you for years in the month of April. When bullish rally had started, it was flawless. Tariff war is on. Institutional traders buy market with vengeance. Here we go. 4,875, spectacular place to buy. This morning, July 10th, we're no longer there. Here we are, 4 months later. 1,400 points. Market stuck in retail correction as institutional traders holding longs. So as intelligent trader, you've been buying, not shorting the market. You've been buying powerful pullbacks. Every single time you short, you better know where buyers would come from. You better know where to expect pain. Nothing else is here, only this. So I love working with brilliant and successful traders who instantly see the power of the system. There is a prop firm trader right now in private mentoring. Absolute honor working with you. Love working with you. Here's also to remind you why I keep saying no to top financial firms in the world. 5 emails this week, again and again and again. Again, I love my freedom. I love where I live. I don't see myself in cubicle in New York. So the moment that would change, I would consider taking an offer. But until then, this is the reason I live and breathe what I do. Because when students who've been with me since day one keep signing up for more and more and more of the strategies I build and develop, it's an ultimate honor. William been with me since day one. William and I have met multiple times as we will celebrate 15 years together. We've done global work, and William knows the reason I live and breathe what I do, as I keep giving to the world. So, tomorrow morning I'm working with Michael. Michael, William and I have met multiple times in New York and California. This is Michael's photo from 15 years ago. Prop firm trader, mastering so many of my strategies, trading 20 prop firm accounts. He brought his daughter to me. She's right now 17 years old. She's been trading my system since the age of 12. So when I see these stories all over the world, where my students are the only marketing power, and where a hedge fund manager in London bringing his son to trade my system, and this is what Dominic has done, and husband bringing his wife to the course time and time and time again. My students are my marketing superpower. If they can do it from 12 to 80 plus year old, so can you. All I ask you is to make an effort. So please review all the information on the website and understand. With the Alpha Fibonacci system, you can trade any instrument you choose. JP Morgan traders trading the system. System traded on platforms I never even heard of. The platform has Fibonacci retracement tool. That's what you need. But if you want to day trade futures, you have options in group course and private mentoring to add NinjaTrader 8 software. Private mentoring savings $8,000, group course savings $5,000. 90% of students never come to live classes. They work full time, they're all over the world, in Japan, in South Africa, in Malta, in France, on different time zones right now. But if you're in Texas, if you're in New Jersey, if you're in Chicago, if you're in Florida, and you can come to live classes, you can ask me questions. And of course, in private mentoring right now, I work with oncology surgeon in Ohio. I work with business owner in New Jersey. I work with CPA and prop firm trader in Texas, prop firm trader in Carolina. One-on-one? Absolutely. I have only one spot available. Video library modules of prior live recorded classes available to you. So please view my students' performance from traders all over the world and recognize. If you've been struggling forever, it's probably because, as Sue shares, you've been blocking the pure price with junk indicators. You've been wasting your time on strategies and systems that are way too complicated and do not work. When you view stories from traders all over the world, you are seeing clearly. The sky's the limit. If you make an effort, as words of my students make me blush, time and time again. And again, if complete beginner trader can become prop firm trader, anyone can. So please, view my students' emails, listen to students' podcasts, view students' reviews. My students are my marketing superpower. Any questions for me? Simply pick up the phone and call +1 925 257 4298 or info@fibinstitute.com. Thank you, traders, for spectacular week. I'm off to teach institutional class as S&P remains stock and pain, correct, and software to day trade futures, optional tool. Told you so well before market open this morning, as we discussed this with my students in market prep. On this corrective institutional week, nothing else is here, only retail correction, and we knew it with a single glimpse. So, you ready to trade as intelligent trader? I look forward working with you. Do not hesitate to pick up the phone and call or send me email if you have any questions. But please, please, please review the information on the website. Thank you, traders, for another spectacular week.